If you want your Bolt app to be anything more than just a cool demo, you probably need to store your data in a database and have some user accounts. Today I'll show you how to use Supabase to build a quick and scalable application in just a few steps. I'll also explain what the deal is with the security policies and what you have to pay attention to when setting them up. So let's dig in. First, what is Supabase? In their own words, it's an open source Firebase alternative that provides an industry standard database, authentication, real-time connection, storage and other cool features. By the way, if you're interested in integrating Firebase with Bolt, there are 2 quick tutorials about it on the channel already, so feel free to watch them afterwards. They do explain some different aspects of database storage and authentication than what we'll focus on here. Today we'll work with this Notes app that's not connected to any database yet. So let's add authorization and data storage in Supabase. If the user is not logged in, they shouldn't see the main app UI. Auth will be based on a username and password. Also give me the query for creating the database table. Store sensitive config in the .env file. Also, let's ask Bolt if it needs anything from us. This is a pretty elaborate prompt, but I've crafted it while building a lot of these integrations already, and it helps to take care of several possible bumps, which will ultimately save us a lot of time and tokens. This time Bolt hasn't actually changed anything in our code yet. Instead, it prepared a query that we'll need to put into Supabase to set it up properly. The query consists of 3 areas that are worth some explanation. The better you understand what's happening here, the easier it will be to modify it to your own needs and figure it out in case something goes wrong. First, it will create a nodes table, and it lists all the properties that will be stored for every node. Even if you're not working specifically with nodes in your app, you can expect to see the ID and user ID here. Next, we secure the rows in our table. Doing anything in the row will be forbidden unless we explicitly allow a certain operation under certain conditions. Such certain operation plus certain condition is called a policy, and that's the really important part. Basically, a database can allow creating, what's called inserting in the database world, reading, called selecting, updating and deleting. It is crucial to make sure all these policies are defined. For instance, I've often seen that there was only the select policy, and in that case I'd nudge Bolt to make sure the policies for editing, deleting, etc. are there. Okay, with that lecture out of the way, we can proceed. Let's copy the query and go to supabase.com. Here, after you create a free account, you'll have to create an organization, any name works, and then a new project. I'll call it Notes app. At this point, Supabase prepares the project. When the project is ready, the most important piece of information we'll need to bring back to Bolt will be down here, but we'll revisit that later. First, let's use that query that we've copied from Bolt. Go to the SQL editor, paste it, and run it. Looks like it worked, so we can now go to the table editor and see our nodes table in here. One last thing I need to do to make our lives a little simpler is to go to Authentication and Providers and turn off the Confirm Email option. Supabase would need us to set an email server for sending these confirmations, which would go a bit beyond the scope of our task today. Now let's go back to the Supabase dashboard and scroll down to copy the project URL. Now back to Bolt. Here's the project URL. Back to Supabase to copy the API key. Back to Bolt. Here's your API key. And these are the 2 things that Bolt asked of us here. So it's time for Bolt to work its magic. It installed this Supabase library, put the URL and API key in the .env file, created some utility functions to work with the database, the UI components for registering and logging in, and some more code to handle storing the notes. We should be good to go. I'll sign up for a new account and we have no notes. Let's create one about our Bolt Supabase integration and nothing happens. Ah, we have an error. Let's see what that is. So there's something about the time or date. And such an error might often happen when we integrate one system with another. Probably the date formats are incompatible. Bolt should be able to fix that. Yep, looks like it knows what it's doing. It updated the data definition and fixed how some of the functions deal with the date. And now our node is showing. Let's add another one, another node, and its contents. So now, of course, we should check if it really shows in the database. In Supabase, I'll visit the table editor, enter the nodes table, and see our nodes. Let's try editing one from here. I'll just change the title. And back in Bolt, it actually automatically updated. Nice. So that's all for today. I hope this is useful and you've learned a thing or two. Let me know in the comments what other topics you'd like me to cover next. And join me next time when I cover the heavily requested topic of adding payments to your Bolt app with Stripe.